I'm James Muir, and this is a screencast for Make More Noise. What we're going to do this morning is have a look at another free plugin. This one's called FreqEcho, spelled F-R-E-Q Echo, and it's from Valhalla DSP. Should be able to find it fairly easily through Google or whatever. Just make sure you get your spelling right, F-R-E-Q Echo, or search for Valhalla DSP. Okay, so why would you add another delay plugin to Logic even if it's a freebie? Well, this one has a unique trick up its sleeve, which none of the Logic plugins cover. And on top of that, it's actually got a different tone, different texture to the Logic ones. So another useful tool for your arsenal, whichever way you choose to look at it. Let's have a quick run through the controls here. On the far left, we've got our mix control, which has a range of 0 to 100. And what that does is it defines the amount of original signal you hear versus the amount of the delay or the amount of the effect signal. So with it set 50-50, it sounds like this. And if you turn that down to 0, it's just original sound with no delay at all. Just pressing stop and start there to clear the buffer. Now we'll go all the way to 100%, which will sound like this. Let's go back to our original 50 setting. Now the next one across to the right is the delay setting. Now you can use this effectively in two different modes, which is free, which enables you to dial in your own delay value in milliseconds. It's useful if you're working with stuff that's not to a grid or if you want to go for a special effect. And then after that, you've got your sync delays, which are in the new normal musical values, 16ths, 8ths, quarter notes, whatever. And you've got some triplet values down here at the bottom. Let's just whack it onto 16th so you can quickly hear what that sounds like. And you'll also see the millisecond readout will change as I switch this. Okay, I'm just going to skip the shift and I'll come back to that at the end because that's the trick up the sleeve. Feedback defines how much delay you hear after the original. So again, down to the left, you'll hear less delay. Up to the right, you'll hear more. So quick example of that. And then round to the right. And as you can hear, it hangs on an awful lot longer. Then you've got a low cut and a high cut, and now these are EQs on the output of the delay, but they don't affect the original signal. So what this does brilliantly, and it's one of my favourite tricks, is it enables you to narrow down the delay so it sits more easily in the mix, or to give it a more effecty sound. So at the moment we've got it set to its most extreme setting, so we're letting through as much of the delay as we can and not EQing it. So let's just go back to 8ths so you can hear the delay a bit more clearly. Actually, no, let's even do quarter notes. And then what I'll do as I play these quarter notes is I'll stop and then I'll move the low cut up and the high cut down, and you should hear that the delay sounds becomes narrower, more EQ'd, more telephony, more focused, whichever your favourite descriptive adjective is. Let's give this a quick go. And where we ended up there, we were hardly letting any of the delay through these EQ filters at all. So let's come back to the unique selling point, as the marketing guys say, which is this shift function. Now what this does is it takes the delay and it changes the musical pitch of it. And again, the readout here is in hertz, so you can obviously tune it to the track you're working on or be a little bit random and creative with it. Personally, after a couple of days of playing with this, I'm choosing random and creative, because it gets you somewhere you're not expecting to go rather than a preconceived idea. So again, I'm just going to play away, move this shift, and you should be able to hear what I'm talking about. And the first thing that crossed my mind when I heard that was just think about the possibilities with a little bit of automation. So as different notes play, you would be automating this shift frequency in real time. So if we just have a quick look at the automation parameters here, normal way of doing it, I'm just, well, in that case I hit the automation button, but you can use the key command A, and then you bring up the Valhalla DSP, and obviously got nicely laid out here all the parameters. So here's our shift parameter, and obviously if you automate that, you can have really random movements in the shift control there. So let's just try playing that and see what happens. And it's easy to imagine the world of possibilities there. I knocked up a little demo, a little 32-bar demo, which I'm going to cut away to, load that up, and you should be able to see what I mean in a little bit more detail. I've been James Muir. This has been a screencast for Make More Noise. Stay tuned for our little 32-bar demo. Thanks for watching.